Well, hey everyone, Catherine and Erica here. Welcome to our YouTube Hop. We are celebrating the Winter on Main Street collection release.
Together with some of our amazing brand ambassadors, we are going to be highlighting the products in this release along with our brand new metallic inks.
In this video, we'll share the ins and outs of our metallic ink, make a quick card, and then you can find the link below in the description for the next video on the Hop.
Every good hop has a giveaway, and ours does too. We are giving away, what are we giving away,
Catherine? A $100 gift card to the Catherine Fuller shop.
Yay! So in order to have a chance to win, all you have to do is comment on the videos, like them, and make sure you subscribe to each of the Hoppers channels as you go along, and we will pick a random commenter, send them that $100 gift card.
Get ready to be inspired, and let's dive into those inks.
Yes.
So we are starting by releasing gold, silver, and champagne. We thought these were perfect for the holiday season. We also have the ink refills. We highly recommend purchasing these at the time you purchase your metallic ink pads because you want to make sure these stay fresh and juicy and ready to go anytime you are ready for stamping. So I thought I would stamp all three of these colors on black and white while we talk about the properties, and just show you what they look like on the different, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. This right here is why we fell in love with these metallic inks. The coverage is amazing. The stamping is really crisp. They're just super metallic. I mean, that sounds obvious, but when we got these in the office and started playing, we just were really impressed with, seriously, look at that. The coverage is amazing.
The pigment ink is a really thick and rich color.
These are our same foam pads that you're used to, but the ink inside this pad is different. It is a pigment ink, and pigment is more like a paint. It's very thick and heavy. And I'm not sure if you noticed when I inked it, I tap, but I also kind of did a little bit of rubbing just to fully coat that stamp. And then I did a tap to even it out. And then I stamped. Oh my gosh, just gorgeous.
Now, one of the great things about the pigment inks is that formula is going to sit on the top of your paper surface, which is going to give you a lot of time for blending or embossing. So you'll actually find that the feel of it when you stamp is a little different than what you're used to if you're used to our dye-based inks. It's like, I want to say it feels a little like slicker. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because when I stamp down, just be careful to not slide around. Just go straight down and straight up, because it, like Erica just said, they're kind of slick. So it would be easy to move your stamp.
So you're actually going to find that your dry time is going to depend on the paper that you're using. These work well on a more porous paper, but you can use a fixative, which we have a fixative spray to spray it to prevent it from smearing. You just need to keep in mind that it's a very slow drying medium. It's going to act a little different than you're used to with your other inks. There's ink in the pad, and as you use them, you're lifting ink out of the pad. So for the best result, you're going to want to make sure that you can re-ink them. We've been using these pads for a little while, so.
Yeah, so let's add a little ink. This is champagne.
And you can see that gold is a really bright yellow gold, and the champagne is just, I don't even know how to describe champagne, but it's such a beautiful, kind of like beige tone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you move the paper around, you're going to see that shiny, metallic, the way that the color catches the light. It's just so beautiful.
You can see as I'm re-inking this how different it is from our regular ink.
The pigment inks are archival. They're acid-free and non-toxic. So that's great if you want to use them for projects other than card making.
So Erica was talking about cardstock, and I was trying out Desert Storm cardstock by Nina, and I found this to be pretty good for drying time. I still wanted to use a fixative to make sure it didn't smear at all. But again, depending on the cardstock you're using, some take longer to dry than others. And I always just remedy that by stamping. And when I'm done doing, oh my gosh, look at that. That came out gorgeous. I just spray it with my fixative, and then it doesn't, you need to let that dry a little bit, and then it doesn't smear. Let's try some techniques. I'm going to take the Aquatini ink pad, and I'm going to create Aquatini cardstock. And then we are going to die cut it with our new Eternal Flame cover plate. Okay, let's check this out. I love this cover plate.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Amazing. So Aquatini. And then we can add metallic ink to the top of this. I thought that maybe we could do kind of a patina look. So a couple ways you can apply ink. You can do direct to paper. I'm just going with a light hand. Depending on how heavy-handed you are, it will change how much ink you get on there. So I guess I'm being a little more heavy-handed at the bottom than on the top. You can also use Picket Fence paper pouncer. So just pounce your paper pouncer onto the ink pad, and then you can add ink that way. Then you also get a cool stencil look behind. So make sure you have a piece of cardstock under your cover plate so that you get a double duty there.
And just a little helpful hint, because the pigment ink is thicker, more like paint, when you're doing blending techniques, you're going to probably want to have a blending brush or like a pouncer tool that is designated for your pigment inks. I would not mix that in then with your regular inks, because it will transfer onto your ink pad, and that's no bueno.
Then I'll show you. Okay, so this is one thing you want to be careful of. This now is wet ink. If I put my finger in it, now I have a fingerprint and I have ink here. Wet paint. So let it dry, add your fixative. You can even emboss this. Can you believe that? We're going to look at that too. But I also wanted to show you, the first thing I did was direct to paper, Catching Rays ink, and then I did my gold ink over the top, and it's stunning.
Gorgeous.
And this, then I just added a fixative, and now that ink is not coming off on my finger.
It looks like metal. Like, it looks like a grate for like a fireplace screen. I love it.
It's so cool. Before we move along to the next technique, I just wanted to show you these 3 cards made by Christy Goulet. This is our new one-of-a-kind snowflake stamp set, and gold. So she did gold on white and gold on black. She did scoring lines in the background, which I think is a beautiful addition to this card. And then the So Grateful sentiment on the bottom. Let's see. Oh, she did stamp on the inside.
Yeah, she did. So that's from our Inside Out Gratitude stamp set. And she used different ones on the insides of them. This is really stunning and elegant.
Then we have silver on white and silver on black. And then we have champagne on white and champagne on black. These are just beautiful. And this is our new So Grateful stamp set. Your generosity is beyond words. In good times and bad, thank you for always being there for me. My friendship with you is a blessing I treasure. Just wanted to say thank you. I'm overwhelmed by your kindness and thoughtfulness. For all you do, for all you are, thanks. You mean a lot to me, and your generosity is beyond words. I just love this stamp set. I know all of you are going to love having this in your stash. And to go with it, we have the Grateful Word die, which has 2 layers. And I wanted to show you some techniques with the metallic inks on the word die. So I'm going to use my pouncer so I don't get inky fingers, which I'm usually not afraid of. But the pouncer works really well for getting it inked without making a huge mess. All right, just let me pounce once more across the Grateful Word die. I'm making a little bit of a mess, but not a huge one.
And you know, I mean, it's more fun when you make a mess, right? I think so.
So here's our Grateful Word die in gold. So the options we have: spraying it with the fixative. Done and done. So if I want to emboss this, I can use Halo embossing glitter. This is a clear glitter with clear embossing powder. So it's just going to turn it clear, well, not clear, but glittery and gold. Then we can do metallic silver. If you did silver on silver, you could do that. You could do gold on gold. You could do clear gloss. You can also, why not grab with an olive and do with an olive with Grateful?
Let's try that.
Oh, Erica's really excited. You know what? I kind of want to do half and half because I want to see what this is going to look like. With an olive on half.
This is just experimental then.
Yeah, let's experiment.
Okay.
And then on the other half, I want to do clear.
Okay.
And we'll just see what they look like.
Every time we do things with these metallics, I start singing that silver and gold Christmas song, but I don't know any of the words other than silver and gold, silver and gold.
So one thing I'm loving is that when you do the clear gloss, it gets bumpy and very textury. Yes.
It has an antique vibe, I think. It looks antiqued.
It looks incredible. And then here's the with an olive, and I think that looks fantastic. It just looks like matte, gold, glittery business.
All of those things.
It's stunning. Here are two more. This one is champagne with fixative. It has that flat, metallic, beautiful look. And then this one is gold with halo glitter, embossing glitter. And then this one I added to a card. It's silver with clear embossing powder, and it has that textured look. And this background piece here, if you missed the Crafty Christmas kickoff video, Think Pink, you can go back and watch that because this is where I made this technique piece. And then I just finished it off into a card. I stamped some snowflakes, added that grateful sentiment, and I'm done.
So, Catherine, I was wondering what would happen if we ink blended over our snowflakes that we stamped and sprayed with fixative. Just kind of wondering if the fixative is going to affect the ink blending.
So I'm checking to make sure that they're not smearing. They're all dry. The fixative is dry. And that's a great question. Let's see what happens. So we will ink blend some Tranquil over these metallic images. And again, like Erica said, this has the fixative over the top of it, and it doesn't seem to be causing any issues. You can just ink blend and probably stamp right over it. We can check it out.
That's really fun.
So let's see if we can stamp over the top as well.
Let's grab a darker blue to try. How about on the lake?
Perfect. This looks like you're stamping on cardstock, so
awesome. That's going to be super helpful with building my cards.
This looks great. I love the pink. This is Be Mine, and I think that champagne looks beautiful. So it made me excited about making a card with some pink ink blending and the new snowflakes. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink blend a little on my card layer. I'm doing Be Mine and just going to add some color in the center here. Fading out to the edges, getting lighter as I go.
And did you use Catherine Pooler cardstock or watercolor cardstock?
Catherine Pooler cardstock.
Okay.
Holla. If I was going to add some water techniques to this, I would have used watercolor cardstock. We're just going to ink blend and then stamp that gorgeous metallic ink right over the top. So our new one-of-a-kind snowflake stamp set, I'm going to use that largest snowflake. It is quite large, so I think this is a Misty event.
Yeah, I definitely think with a larger stamp like that, in order to make sure you get it inked up just right, a stamping platform is a trusty tool.
Yes.
For the best success.
Whether you have a Misty or any other kind of stamping tool. Platform, whatever, it's going to work. And champagne, I think, is going to look stunning on this pink snowflake card. Speaking of pink snowflakes, y'all, did you tune in for that Crafty Christmas kickoff? I know we mentioned it at the beginning, but be sure to head to the Catherine Pooler YouTube channel and find the Crafty Christmas. We kicked off with a pink snowflake mixed media card, and then we have a series of videos by industry friends sharing lots of great ideas making holiday cards. So we'll just stamp, 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 push, 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 and ta-da! Whoa. That
looks
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
I think it's actually perfect. I don't think I need to stamp it again.
No, it looks great.
Then with the metallic ink, I have a little chamois thing here, and I can wet it and just clean my stamp off like this. Also, don't be afraid to just take this straight to the sink. With the pigment ink, it's going to stick a little more than a dye-based ink, and you have to work a little harder to get it off. I don't always get it out of all the nooks and crannies. You can take a little scrub brush to your stamp and get in all those little nooks and crannies and get that stamp nice and clean. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
Beautiful.
And we also have dies for this, so I think this would be really gorgeous die cut.
Oh.
Then just spray it with this fixative. I'm not going to do that right now because it'll stink in here. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take my champagne ink. Now this is going to use quite a bit of ink, so if you do this, make sure you have that ink refill on hand. And also be very gentle so you don't tear your ink pad. But now I have metallic cardstock. I mean, we basically did that with our word dies, but look at this for a layer now. Oh my gosh.
I can tell that's really wet.
Yeah, it is very wet. So we will put that together later. We'll photograph this and put it up on our Instagram account. If you are not following us over there, please do. So to finish this off, I think the Grateful with the champagne ink, just with fixative over the top, and one of these greetings is going to be gorgeous. So we will add this here, and then You Mean a Lot to Me, maybe right under the snowflake. And I wanted to stamp this in the metallic so we can see how that looks. Wow.
So if you're one of those folks who has been spending a lot of your time embossing sentiments to get them in gold or silver, now you could just stamp it. It does have a different look. It's not going to be raised like embossing. So there are definitely pretents and purposes for all of them. But if you just want it to be gold, you can just stamp it. I love that. I love options. You know what I think would really rock in finishing that off as well, Catherine?
Yes.
A few sequins. How about I grab some?
Oh, I love it. My biggest issue with these metallic inks is going to be my patience level. That is not one of my strong points, being patient and waiting. So waiting for this to dry, well, it's going to be a little struggle for me. I think these smaller cupped ones will be real nice. I'm loving the champagne with the Be Mine. I think it's a beautiful combination.
I think, Catherine, we might have to make a couple more with different color combos.
Leave us a comment. Let us know what color combos we should try and what color combos you will try as soon as you get your new products in the mail. So we hope you learned a lot and are inspired and excited to see what the next hopper has in store for you.
This hop is going to be fantastic. So buckle up, make sure you look at everyone's videos, and don't forget to comment for a chance to win.
Good luck. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.